Today I'm with John Rippey from, where is it?
Classic Electric Tattoo in Frederick, Maryland.
Frederick, Maryland. That's pretty much where you got your start?
Yep, that's where I started working in 2004 when we opened the place.
Okay. Who'd you get your start with?
His name is Eric Brooks. He's the owner of Classic Electric. He's been tattooing in the area since probably 99 or 2000. Well, no, maybe even earlier than that. 98. He got his start in Winchester, Virginia. From a guy.
Fuck him. It ain't about him. It's about you, John. It's all about you today, brother. All right? You paid your dues, Daddy.
Okay.
So now it's just about you. I want to, because from what I could see, I see a lot of your work. I see how you conduct yourself, and you're one of the younger guys that fucking gets it. And there isn't a lot of them out there. Okay? What makes you get it? Is it that you had a formal apprenticeship, that there were certain things that you had to do and certain shit that wasn't put up with? Is it a culmination of those things? What do you think it is?
I mean, I think that definitely is important, that if you anything that you have to work hard for, you value it. So if you put in that type of, if you make a commitment to somebody, that, you have to live up to your end of the bargain. So
yeah, well, running for coffee and doing all the grunt work, I mean, that does make you appreciate things when you do get it a little easier. Sure. As it gets easier and easier. But to me, I always thought I didn't have a formal apprenticeship, but I mean, I was lucky to have people to help me out, I mean, I did do it a dickhead way. But, and I worked my ass off for it too.
Right,
You know what I mean? I mean, I did all those things that you really had to do to become a good tattooer,
Right.
And I never thought and maybe it got easier because you feel like it gets easier because your tattoos get better.
Right.
But it really gets harder.
Well, sure, because I think you're always up in the ante a little bit as you continue to go.
Absolutely. It gets hard. Well, you're doing more tattoos, You start building up that clientele. You have to work.
You want to try to do a better tattoo than you did the last time.
And you start... I call it the sickness. You get that sickness where you're fucking chasing the perfect tattoo, and you're chasing the history, and you're chasing everything that has to do with tattooing 24 hours a day.
No, that's right.
So to me, it gets harder. Once you become aware of these things, you can't get away from it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It just becomes so ingrained in you that you...
Well, something that you're thinking about all the time.
This is not a 9-to-5 job. It's a 24-hour-a-day job as far as I'm concerned.
Right.
So... when did you think that started happening for you?
Well, I mean, I think the first couple years I didn't get it, in that I was, I probably took a lot of things for granted that, of course people tried to show me the right way or tell me the right way to do it, and I think that, I didn't really get it until, probably 5 or 6 years into it, when I started to realize, that I had something cool and that I could do, that I had this life where I could go and meet these interesting people and, collect these stories and the tattoos and, the travels and go see things. And
sure. I remember, I had just happened to stumble upon some of your tattoos on the Instagram thing.
Right.
You're going through just random, the random photos section in the search or whatever, and
right.
I'm like, something stuck out, and I couldn't even tell you what tattoo it was, but even a picture that small, those preview pictures, I knew there was something there. And I click on it, I'm like, who's this motherfucker? You know what I mean? And then I see, I'm working at Inksmith and like places where I would work at.
Right.
And you knew people that I knew that, man, these guys, as Macho Man would say, the cream of the crop. Like that kind of thing. These guys are like the real fucking tattooers.
I mean, I definitely was always in search of that. I mean, and that's just getting lucky, I think, and trying to make a good impression on those people when I had the opportunity to be around them, I think. And that's, I mean, I met Angelo through some of the younger guys like Jesse and Gordy, and
yeah, sure.
And when they introduced me to him, he took a liking to me for some
It's
reason.
funny that those guys are in their 30s now, you know
right,
what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Some of them guys are starting to bald a little bit.
Right, yeah.
And look a little
gray
weathered.
hair's coming in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember they were just little fucking kids, pretty much.
Yeah,
I mean, it catches up to, time catches up to everybody.
Sure does.
And,
Sure does.
I think in this business, you got to take advantage of that fucking time.
Right.
You know, at this point, when we talked about this the past couple of days, you know, how your fucking body feels after so many years of this.
Right, now I'm complaining about my back hurting.
Back and headaches and hands and you know, like, I never...
Yeah, I had to bring my geriatric butt pad to work the convention this weekend.
All kinds of shit like that. So, I mean, you're really... You do sacrifice a lot for this, for little payoff.
Right.
There's no fucking retirement plan for this. You know what I mean? There's no health insurance unless you're paying for it on your own.
Exactly.
You know, there's all these things that most normal human beings, you know, they want healthcare, they want this, they want that, they want all these. But we're dumb enough to give it all up for something that we're in love with.
Yeah.
You know? And we don't get to do those tattoos that we're in love with every day either.
No.
You know? And I would imagine that, you know, it can bum me out a little bit, you know, but...
I mean, yeah, of course, if, you know, the stresses of real life, when you do have to think about things like, you know, healthcare, or what am I going to do about my retirement, or how am I going to buy a house, and things like that.
But, you know, you get that tattoo's about this big, and you spend that anywhere from an hour and a half to 2 hours on it, and that's all you're focused on, that pain goes away.
Right.
Your worries go away, and that's your concentration is right there. That's your only care in the world is that one thing. And to me, that's a bit of freedom. It frees you from all the other horse shit in your life. Right?
Right, yeah.
To me, that's how I feel. It's, you know, I mean...
Right. I mean, there's, you know, when you get to do the things that you like to do, I mean, that's what it's all about, right? I mean, that's why I was in love with the imagery from a long time ago. I mean, I can remember being 14 years old and trying to draw tattoo designs, and you know, I never imagined that I would actually, you know, do tattoos for people, much less do it and actually make a living or be able to support a family.
Yeah, I mean, not only the imagery, but the people that were getting the tattoo. Like, when, you know, I'm a little bit older than you. I mean, I'm sure you've seen plenty of tough guys, but man, some of these fucking guys in my neighborhood, they were some bad motherfuckers. You know what I mean? And they were tattooed. And I was like, and you would see this like a parrot or an eagle or whatever. You know? I remember hanging on the corner and seeing these guys, and they would come back from Eddie's and check this motherfucking thing out. And we'd just be like awestruck. At this thing, you know?
Yeah. No, I can remember those guys that were, you know, a little bit older than me that were in bands and, you know, had like we were straight edge at the time and had, you know, straight edge tattoos with the X's on their back, or, you know, I had a friend that had a bulldog on his... Those are tough
ones to cover up, aren't they?
Yeah, right. Some of them are covered up. Some people just, you know, learn to live with it, I guess. But yeah,
that's good. Where do you see yourself going from here? I mean, you're at a good point in your career. You're pretty well known. I mean, you know, and what people know of you, they know you do really nice tattoos. They get to meet you. They know you're a pretty good guy. You know what I mean? You're easy to get along with. You know, you're in love with your job and the career you're doing. I mean, where does it really go from here?
I mean, right now, I guess I'm really lucky to be at a place where I like the people that I work with, and I have enough freedom that I can do things like this and come up and do a guest spot or go work a convention and get to run into other people. And you know, I like doing that kind of stuff. I'm going to visit some people, you know, in a couple months, and you know, as long as I'm not traveling all the time, the boss is happy, and you know,
if you were traveling all the time working here, I'd fire your fucking ass.
Right. And that's pretty much the consensus. And I get that. You know, if you're going to be, somebody's going to give you a spot to work at, they expect to make money off of it. So, I mean, I think I'll stay where I'm at for right now, as long as I can keep doing the things that I want to do for myself, which you know, isn't a problem.
I mean, it's good that you don't have that in your head, like you need to open your own spot.
No, you know, there's always that stuff that you think about, but it's a lot of responsibility.
Can be ego too with these younger guys. You know what I mean? It's like, oh well, they don't.
And I don't want to be that. I don't want to be part of that problem to somebody else. I don't want to be that guy that's opening up and having to go. You know, hey guys, I'm new to the area. I'm gonna be opening a shop, and you know, nobody wants to hear that.
Let me stop you there. That's right where it ends. Because you just said you would go to the guys in the area and tell them, hey, I'm opening a shop. Right.
Yeah, most people don't have the nuts to do that.
No one does that anymore.
No, it's true.
Very fucking rare that happens.
Yeah.
Okay? So, that to me,
I mean, those are the kind of
That's-
things that were
that
instilled
means a
into me,
lot,
though,
you
at
know
a
what
young
I mean?
age.
Yeah.
Though, when I started doing it, I was 23 years old, and I already knew that that's how it was. That you don't, that's not something that you do, and that's, I guess, something that's hard for me to accept with the way that tattooing is nowadays. Is that nobody seems to have, or people are more worried about their own money or their own ego than they are about the ethics that we all agree to and the things that the decent behavior that you would do to another person.
Look, I mean, all you really have is your reputation.
Exactly. And I
You
mean,
know what I mean?
I couldn't go and do that.
And in this business, man, that's a fucking lot.
Yeah.
I gotta say. You
Yeah.
know? If I got somebody that I know and I respect and I value their opinion, and they were to tell me, man, that John Rippey, man, what a fucking scumbag. Let me tell you that you'd be on the shit list.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's not somewhere you would want to be.
No, and I can't see how people would want to take that risk. But
Exactly. Well, people don't give a fuck.
No.
But it's good to see a younger guy like you that actually gives a fuck about all aspects of this business. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, that's
And,
good to hear.
Yeah. And I'm gonna keep it short, because you ain't been tattooing that long, motherfucker. Okay. So
Yeah.
you can take it from here, and then we can catch up to you, say 5 years from now, and see where you're at. You know what I mean? It'll be
More gray hairs.
More gray hairs.
Back will be hurting
maybe
more.
a tooth missing or something. A scar on your cheek.
Right.
But we'll see where you're at then, and where your travels take you, especially after your kids get a little older, and then you get to do more things
Right.
with your life. So
Yeah.
you'll be a little more seasoned in that aspect as well.
Sure.
But yeah. I think we'll end that today, and we'll catch up with John again real soon. John Rippey,
Thanks, Eric.
thanks for
Appreciate
taking the
the
time out,
opportunity.
brother.
Yeah,
All right,
appreciate
brother.
it.
All right.